Hi, Kerry with Best of Us Investors. I rely on my tribe, the people who come to our Discord, to feed me information to make me a better investor. And then I want to share that information with you to make you a better investor. And then I want to invite you to come to our Discord where you can get even more information. Yesterday, I got a email from Homer, and Homer sent me about a stock that I'm interested in, that I own a substantial amount of, that yesterday I bought more of, and that's Nvidia. It's a video that was done by Scott Stock Due Diligence, and he did probably the best analysis that I have ever seen, a financial analysis of a stock. I was blown away. Not only the depth that he went, but also the production of the video. It was second to none. And I'll share you with a link to that video in a second. But I want to add, I totally disagreed with his conclusion. So that's what I want to do today. I want to talk about the two smartest men that I know in the world, and I don't know them. I know of them. I learn from them. I follow them, and then I want to share with you my thoughts on Scott's video and why I think he reached the wrong conclusion. That's what this video is about. My goal is to help you make better investment decisions. I'm not your financial advisor. I just want to feed you information as my tribe feeds me information, and maybe we can all have a better life as a result of it. We'll get it right into it after this disclaimer.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, this is a picture that I took from Scott's video. And as you can see, it's at about 8 minutes and 22 seconds into the video. And down on the bottom, you'll see he has sell. Up until this point, Scott did a fabulous job of giving me all the financial information that just was wow. I'm glad I own Nvidia, and he based his conclusion on the fact that it's overvalued. So I looked at that and I thought about that, and I thought, I think that if Scott had looked at Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and Tesla in their early stages, and truly we're in the early stages of NVIDIA's power. NVIDIA makes the chips that run all the video games. They have to be faster. They operate with lower heat, and the industry has recognized that with the direction that we're going with computing power and big data, that the NVIDIA's chips are the chips they need. I believe I have read that NVIDIA's biggest customer right now is Amazon Web Services, followed by Microsoft Web Services, because there is so much data that has been gathered over the years and it has to be processed, that it requires the best there is, and NVIDIA makes it. I also believe that NVIDIA's finest days are in Web3, and that's the metaverse, because the internet is going to emulate the games that my grandson plays as a result of the metaverse. And NVIDIA is going to lead that. So I heard a comment by Jim Cramer, who I like to watch and just get his take, that the two smartest men that he ever met were these two, Elon Musk and Jen's Huang. So I wanted to then say, okay, let me look into Scott's proclamation of sell, and let's look at the valuations of the 7 best stocks I think in the world. And here is a breakdown. Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. And you can see what their current prices are, what my target price is to add to my holdings. I hold no Tesla. And that's only because I don't like their exposure in China. A big percentage of their sales are in China, and I think Xi Jinping just lured Elon in to get his knowledge, to get his talents, to learn how to make EVs. And I fully expect that he will de-incentivize his population to buy Teslas at some time in the future and say thank you very much for all you did for us, Elon. But you can see that we have some stocks. Nvidia has a 43 PE ratio, but Tesla's more than twice that. And Amazon is substantially higher. And I believe that's because the market recognizes their best days are in the future. They're disruptors. They are those companies that are going to take us to the next level. And I personally look at these companies and say, what a privilege I have to become an investor, to become an owner of these. I mean, if God came to you this evening and said, Carrie, you can own any company you want, I'd have a difficult time determining of the 6 of these which one I wanted full ownership with. But I'd be able to keep the management. I'd have a tough time. So I do own them all, and I will continue to own them all. And I just added to my holdings in Nvidia. Now, I've done some talking about these companies and their future and their potential to give us extraordinary returns. And I've shared this chart with you here. This is the growth of these 6 stocks. And you can see they get extraordinarily returns, average returns over their lifetime, anywhere from 33, 23, even what is this, Amazon, 75, really? Annual rates of return. So I have to own these stocks. I have to follow the smartest people in the world. And then I do that because I recognize how did these 6 companies get this kind of growth? Well, they're disruptive. They recognize that our world was changing, and that as that change took place, someone needed to facilitate it. Well, what was it? Well, to bring it to a word, it was the digital revolution. It was the computer age. Many of you don't remember the day before we had computers. We had no computers in the early 80s. And these companies recognized the potential of what a computer was going to do and how it was going to change our world. And then some of them stepped in and said, oh my goodness, there's this thing called social media. Look at this chart that I created on TradingViews, and you'll see that the stock market just followed the digital revolution, e-commerce, social media, electric vehicles, and then we had the government inflowing money, that's that green line there, pushing money into the market because of its reactions to the dot-com bubble, to the subprime crisis, to the corona crisis. Hell, the government pumped $9 trillion into our economy just in 2020. I mean, in 2000, in 200 years, they had only put 4 trillion in the economy, but in 2020 they put in 9 trillion. Now, since then, you can see the line has leveled off. That's that green line. Well, look what happened to the stock market as a result of that pullback in monetary policy. The reason these stocks exploded was liquidity. Now, is the liquidity going to dry up? I don't think so. And I believe that's because we recognize we have a few problems. Our healthcare system is broken. Our supply chain is broken. Hell, Nita and I we're remodeling our house. We ordered some furniture for our new living room, and it's going to take 4 months to get that furniture. And it's because it's made in North Carolina. Now, we ordered some patio furniture that's made in China, and we got it in 4 days. Do I believe it was shipped from China? No, because our supply chain in the United States is so broken that we only produce on demand. And whereas in China, they've anticipated, they've supplied us with everything we need on a immediate basis. Our supply chain is broken, so we're going to have to correct that. Our energy system is broken. I mean, we are England and the Europe are dependent on Russia for oil. We know that they are killing people in Ukraine, and France is still buying oil from them. This would be comparable to buying oil from Hitler. I mean, my God, we have become dependent on other nations, and we have to change that. So our supply chain has to be revamped. That means 3D printing. That means robotics. We just had Amazon. Amazon it was unionized, and do you know how Amazon's going to react? Don't you? You know they're going to replace those people with robots. You know that, don't you? Those people are working themselves out of a job. They have excellent pay. They have excellent benefits, and they are just killing the cow that's feeding them. Okay. And then we have big data and AI, artificial intelligence. We have what's coming down the pipe is the change in our world in the next 10 years is going to dwarf the change that has happened in the last 100 years. And it's going to be driven by companies like Nvidia, like Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, and Tesla. Now, as I said, I don't own any Tesla. I won't own any Tesla because I won't own anything that is so heavily tied to China. I mean, as Nita said to me, why won't you own Tesla? And I said, because roughly a third of Tesla's sales come out of China. And Xi Jinping invited Elon to build factories over there, and I know he's going to disincentivize his people from buying Teslas as soon as he's comfortable with his companies. It's what I'd do. It's what I'd do. The man is smart. He's one of the smartest people. But so, okay, I want to share the link. I want you to watch Scott's due diligence on Nvidia Analysts. This is the link. I'll put it also in the description. I'll also put a link to our Discord. where we're changing the way we're doing things. We're buying information. We're buying the best data from the gurus. We're creating a toolbox so that I can make better investment decisions, and then I can share that knowledge, that data with my subscribers. So go to Best of Us Investors. Come join our Discord, and I truly believe we can help you find the Apples, the Amazons, the Facebooks, the Googles, the Microsofts, the Nvidias, and the Teslas of the next 5 years. I'm going to do a video tomorrow. I own 20% of my portfolio is in genome sequencing, genome editing, and I'm going to ask the question, when am I going to get my payoff? Come on, I'm down 80% in some of these stocks. When am I going to get my payoff? I think I know, and I want to share that with you. All right, buy Nvidia. Scott's, and I've subscribed to Scott because my God, he did a phenomenal job on a financial analysis of Nvidia. Scott, way to go.